In the society we live in, we're vandals. In the society we live in our own minds, we're artists. We're artists. We're artists.
Hey guys, hey traders, and welcome back to another Elliott Wave dose. As always, this is yours truly, Richard, with Lionheart-EWA analysis. Yeah, the Elliott Wave Jedi. So, today we're gonna make a recap on our actions. The market is quite volatile, and we're expecting some huge moves. We're gonna go on the charts in just a few moments right after the intro. All right. Okay, welcome back. Once again, this is Richard, Lionheart-EWA Wave Analysis. Yes, that's what we do. Welcome back to that awesome Elliott Wave dose that you guys love so much. Live on YouTube, live and ready, just like always. Okay, ready for whatever. Need I remind you, of course, guys, if you do have any questions or anything to add, there is that live chat section in which you can actually type in your questions or something like that. So basically, let's make it interactive. Anything right there in the live chat, in the chat box, right about there. Okay, let's get started. Now, it's very, very, very important what's happening right now with these markets, because I mean, today's, all week was like preparing and basically, a little bit of mumbo jumbo when it comes to the charts. But today, right? We actually have, let's say, the most important news for the day. I mean, this is Crazy Friday, right? So the core, the retail sales for the US dollar, that's basically one of the most important things. But I wouldn't actually, say no to the consumer sentiment happening right in about 1 hour from now. It's very, very important because of, because everything was happening with the COVID sentiment and all this and all that, right? Elections coming up, so basically this will be the second next best event, let's say. Of course it will be this federal budget balance right after that, but I'm going to be talking about this further along the line. But hey guys, look, the retail sales were actually positive for the US dollar, and we're going to digest this because I cannot even emphasize how important the next move for the US dollar would actually be. Okay? Because the next move would actually put it exactly in the next best interpretation and the new trend for the next weeks or so prior to the elections on November 3rd in the US. Right? So, enough about that. You guys can actually see the news were actually super nice and positive for the US dollar. Going on a dollar index, well, we can actually see that, because this is what I was actually waiting for. It's look, it's channeling y'all, okay? And only a breach of these levels can actually put it into bearish mode. I have something to share with you all because I'm going to tell you exactly what will happen. As I said in the beginning, ready for whatever. It's just that the market right now is just like us traders are, just like we are, the market is not decided yet. It needs to make a move in order for the patterns and the next swings to actually start unfolding. We are exactly in the middle. We are exactly at the breaking point. There's nothing actually, because any way you look at it, if you're going to be bullish or bearish, right, on these markets, whatever you're looking at, whatever symbol you might be looking at, whether you're looking at, bitcoins, forex, indices, stocks, etc., or energy or metals, it doesn't really make a difference because the market is simply undecided right now until the actual elections. So yeah, before I actually start with the analysis, let me just take a look at some people here. Hi, Thomas. Yep, Sanjeev, nice to see you again. Thomas as well. Thanks a lot for joining in, y'all. Now, of course, there are, others right about there. So, anything you want to add, just, shoot them right there in the question box on the YouTube live stream. Okay, so let me just actually say something about the dollar, right? Because I'm going to be starting with the dollar index here on the 2-hour chart. You're going to be able to see this these things right about there, okay? I don't like the way it actually went on the downside because this is typically corrective, y'all, all right? So it's, it's kind of paving the way for a stronger dollar, which is not something that I wanted to see. But hey, as I said in the beginning, this is the third time I'm saying, ready for whatever, right? Now let me actually walk you through what I'm actually thinking when it comes to this, surprise, let's say. Now the pattern and the fractal that I actually been sharing and been talking about the previous weeks, it remains intact. It still remains the same, right? It's just that, okay? And we are actually here. Let me just do this so we can actually see it. We are actually here in this. Don't you worry about that. We are there, okay? The point is that what the dollar can actually do is just shoot on up and then gain resistance for the downside. All right. Now, what this will mean on this daily chart on the dollar index for the euro, okay? Let me just explain. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in time and then, assess the fractal and so on. Notice that we have this WXY right there, and that's the fractal that I've been talking about, and I've been talking about that. What I see is basically this type of running flat and the possibility for the euro dollar to shoot for one more on the downside. But that's it. It's going to be capped at a 38.2, okay, of that, because that's a wave 4 for that. It's going to be capped right there on the downside and then start on up. Does this mean that the move on up is not going to happen? Absolutely not. It's still going to happen. It's just being, a little bit delayed or something like that. And I'm going to actually explain to you why once we go on the intraday charts, 2 hours, etc. So I'm going to be watching for this because this is what I think is happening right now. I have basically, I'm suspicious right now, okay? And then move on down and then the bounce off towards the 5-wave sequence in the wave 5, all right? So let's take a look at the fractal. We do have it right here, okay? And we basically were most likely located here in this running flat. What the euro needs to do right now in order for this not to be an X wave, okay, I mean in a WX and then A, B running flat and then C towards the 38.2, which is 1.1535, right, is basically break out and go up. By the way, the looks, by the looks of it, it's a lot of volatility is going on, guys, okay? So we have two choices here as traders. we are either going to wait for this thing to actually start, and then at least we know that the 38.2 will gain support for this type of move, I mean on the upside, or we can actually wait for this to have something higher and then ramp on up after the correction, obviously, ramp on up towards the fifth wave. So yeah, the market is not really giving any entry points right now. It's exactly in the middle. As I said, this is the vibration zone right here, guys. Okay, so it's not really doing anything. Same with the US dollar. And right now, everything is about the US dollar and the dollar yen, right? That's basically what's happening right about now, because the market is actually preparing for the very, 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 very big swings, which are going to happen during and before and after the elections. So, given that said, okay, now on the euro dollar, you guys know what I'm actually expecting right here, okay? Either we go up from here or we go up from 30.2. This move up is still gonna happen in my personal opinion, and then we'll have this head and shoulders and then ramp on the upside. We'll actually see exactly what's gonna happen, but yeah, that's basically the recipe. And in my personal opinion, this is just a corrective. It's a double free in a WXY worst case scenario. If not, okay, this is actually the ending diagonal in the fifth. So wave A is here, wave B is here, and we're gonna ramp on up towards this and then go down and up. That's basically what's on the menu for the euro dollar. The dollar itself, the reason why I started with the forex first and with the currencies is because, as I said, with the dollar and the dollar yen is the most, in my personal opinion, is in focus right now. And we're going to take a look at the dollar index, sorry, on the DXI, sorry, on the, what's wrong with me, guys? With USD yen, right? The yen. As I said previously, while the stock markets were, ramping on the upside after the COVID, right? March bottoms, the USD JPY just went on the downside, sliding its way on the downside. This is a wave. This is a corrective pattern, y'all. Okay, so it's just waiting for these fibs or these fibs, one of these two. All right, it's just waiting for this, whether it comes here or it has a possibility to actually start now, and I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, first of all, we have a head and shoulders right here, and it might be going like straight down, right? On that, it might be doing a triangle right here, still the same thing, right? Still the same thing. So in other words, either we do a triangle right here in the Y, basically this is A and this is W, X, A, B, C, D, E, and then just drops and then goes up. Because regardless, okay, I actually said before, the next move is up for the dollar yen. That's the bull market for the indexes. But we still have a period of uncertainty until then, the VIX spike, etc. Until then. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild right here. What's gonna happen? Yeah. Now, moving on forward to the daily charts. Let's take gold and on the daily, right? On the daily chart. I will basically go on the daily charts first. So we took the dollar index, we took the euro, we took the yen. We're gonna stay on the metals, let's say on the gold right here, and then we're gonna move on up to the European sector when it comes to indices. So we're gonna take a look at DAX, Germany 30, and the S&P 500 right after that. And then we're gonna be done with the daily charts. But after that, we're gonna go intraday to actually see the next, what's basically best to trade right there. And I'm going to be giving some quick examples on what I believe is going to most likely happen in my personal opinion. Of course, this is not an investment advice, just like you guys know. There is a risk the disclaimer and so on, right? Now, as I said, right, gold right here, it has to make a decision. All symbols need to make a decision. I want to make this thing clear, because if we do see something lower than this trend line that I actually have drawn right here, well, guys, okay, let me actually say, this is A, B, and it happened before, right? This is A, B, and this is not a 4, y'all, okay? Um, the X wave for that running triangle on the upside has ended there, and we're just doing the Y, right? For that, and we're just doing A, B, 1, 2. In case of a breach here, only if it's not gonna manage to gain support here to shoot on up. If it breaches, we're in the free, and it's going to go very low, real. Okay, it's actually going to go back here to this vibration zone, possibly lower, vibrate a little bit, boom, and then ramp on up. That's when, you know, the bull market for gold and silver will really ramp on up. Like I'm seeing like 5,000 on gold or something like that. But hey, you know, we still have it's a long time until there, right? So is it gonna be able to do that with this running flat that it's like, you know, threatening to do, right? And let me just explain to you why I'm not actually, you know, uh, doubting this running flat, because every time the market decided to go up from crucial, I mean, after corrections, it actually did running flats. You see here, A, B, C, right? A, B, C. That's the point. Now, moving on, right? We can see that over and over again. A, right? Like this type of running flats. So let's see it on the higher scale once it really actually started. A, B, C, right? You see the running flat right here. So each and every time gold actually, I mean, after it suffered a big correction, such as this one that we're actually facing right now, it did a running flat and then ramped on up. So before it rallied, it did a running flat. And that's what this is all about. Now, according to this running flat, gold should go higher, which means a bearish dollar, which means the VIX is not gonna like spike immediately right now. It will actually allow the indexes to shoot higher, right? So yeah, now we'll go on the indexes a little bit right here, okay? My question is, I mean, I'm on the DAX 30 right here, Germany 30, okay, DAX daily time frame. My only thing is that, is this the wave B in this running flat? And then we're just like ramping on the downside. Don't get me wrong, guys, you know, I was actually, I mean, I've been posting short orders right here, been bearish. I mean, been actually telling you guys that it's gonna ramp on up and then it's gonna be preparing a fall. Are we in the fall? That's the point. Because according to gold, we shouldn't be. But if gold actually starts dropping now and it breaks, I mean, breaches through the supports and you know, the most important trend line for gold right now, then this means that the VIX will actually, you know, spike immediately, and you know, that's it. You know, we're gonna have like a second wave of coronavirus and you know, some bad news for the Brexit or elections, you know, volatility and something like that, right? So we are actually going down, but can this just ramp on up, create a new all-time high, and the B wave is actually here? Can it? Yes, it can, right? I'm gonna give you guys scenarios for both, right? It is let's say 4:20 right now, and the market is going to be open. I mean, US Wall Street will actually open in 10 minutes, and we're going to see what they're up to, right? And we're gonna go on the smaller time frames. Right there, 4-hour charts on the indices, etc., and 2-hour charts on the forex pairs or whatever, and metals as well. Now, according to the S&P 500, we I mean, don't get me wrong. I do see a bull market. I mean, the last fifth leg actually starting to unfold. We have scenarios for the S&P 500 in which this is going to be like a major triangle in this Y wave cycle degree purple right about there. Okay, so I mean this one, right? So wave 4 super cycle degree is not yet done, and I mean we had a WX, and I mean let's say until from February 2018 until to February 2020, 2 years, we had basically WX. And then the Y wave is, just like I said in the videos that I posted on the YouTube channel with the market crash sequence, etc. This to be a triangle for the next bull market and the breakout. What it can do, though, is basically just do a triangle right here and break out from there. Okay, so don't get me wrong, one way or another, once if we even hit new all-time highs, we should, all right, once we actually hit that, they might be actually preparing for a bigger fall. We see how strong this is if it manages to go all the way here and then ramp on up and deliver the bull market or not. Okay, so yeah, but I think that the most, I mean, what you guys actually want is staying on the most likely intraday and digesting this very important event, the retail sales for the United States, and the next week's next best interpretation, right? Hi Oleg, always nice to see you. Happy Friday to you too. Thanks a lot. Oh, yep, profitable trades. Well, we're doing our best, of course, right? We were actually, on track with the indices ramping on up, right, and finding the resistance, the crucial resistance. We'll actually see, and this is what we're going to be talking about, right, for the day. Let me just switch on up to the smaller time frames, right? Now, believe it or not, this little piece right here is basically the importance of this session, the dollar 2-hour chart right here, because if it actually breaches through and continues on the downside, it actually invalidates this Elliott wave channel, so we're not really going to see something more on the upside. Instead, even if this is an ABC, I mean with a running flat in the B wave right here, the blue one, sorry, the red one, right, minor B right here, okay, even if this is an ABC, a free wave sequence, it can still be a wave 1 in an ending diagonal, all right? It can still be that because it doesn't really need to hit much, all right? Even if there's some sort of W and then A WX and then A B C, right? We're still going to have something on the downside. What we need to see right here is for the indices to be able to flourish and for the EURUSD to be able to deliver that bull leg for the upside and a new high, a new 3 months high, we'll need to breach here with the dollar. I mean, with the dollar index, we need to see this. Otherwise, the euro, and I'm gonna go on the I'm gonna go on forex pairs first, then we're gonna take the metals, we're gonna take the energy, and we're also going to take a look at the indices. But last but not least, we're also gonna take a look at Bitcoin because it's facing a crucial resistance right there, and you guys know what I think about that, right? So yeah, now ramping on up right here. Let's go on the Euro USD 2-hour time frame. I mean, remember that running flat that I told you about, right? This can be it, y'all. All right. So it needs to shoot on the upside, and that's basically the breach for the dollar index. It needs to go higher than 1.1706 in order for us to be able to gain momentum for the upside. The problem is, I mean, My issue is that this can actually pass as a diagonal in an A, let's say for the ending diagonal in the fifth. So we're going to be facing, I mean, 4 and then, you know, either A, B, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, right, for the diagonal, or just A1, right? Although it's not really a leading diagonal, but hey, you know, whatever. The point is like this. If we do see something, I mean, if we do see something rolling on the downside on the euro, it means business because it must not go lower than 1.16125. Why? Well, I will explain to you why. Because just like I shown you before, right? WXABC, and take a look at this type of running flat right here. Okay, it's basically kind of the same sequence, you know, preparing for the downside. So something lower than this, y'all. It's the 38.2% of the entire, I mean, of the major fourth wave on the upside. I mean, fourth wave retracement, 38.2 of whatever happened from back then. Okay. So yeah, most likely 1.15, but you have the exact level. I mentioned it before from the daily, right? So decision time, Euro USD. We need to break above, right? But if it breaks above, then we know we're in the fifth. And we're going to track this and enter on the next correction because the correction should be gaining support right here and then ramp on up. If it doesn't, then at least we know we're going to go down right here, track it, and get the bull, you know, grab the bull by its horns at the 30.2%. That's basically the recipe. Sorry for not, like, you know, giving you guys exact entries and something like that. I'm doing my best, but the point is that the market, as I said in the beginning, the market is simply not giving them. There are a lot of overlaps. It's not going anywhere precise. We don't even know if the indices are gonna you know, start on dying right now because of the VIX, what's happening. I'm gonna go to them in a moment. We don't even know if the VIX is gonna spike right now, or if the indices will actually manage to break out and actually deliver that all-time high, right? I mean, we need 2 all-time highs, y'all. Okay, one to hit the all-time high on the indices, and then the correction, and then another one for the divergence. That's what we need on the indices for the move on down to actually have higher probability, I would say. So yeah, now moving on. All right, the GBPUSD, and okay, similar to the US dollar, right? We did hit the tops right there with the GBPUSD, as you can see in the primary C, which was on the 1st of September 2020. We went down in a 5, I mean, in an ABC with a running flat in the B, something that it likes to do if you know GBPUSD, right? And then this, you know, ending diagonal right here with this, I mean, the wedge. So A. Now, after that, we went in an A, B triangle, B, C. So this is not an A, right? This is a basically a W. X. Notice that, you know, of course, we went on the upside right after that. We did the expanding flat, right, already. So it has every reason it wants just to drop on down right now with the euro. That's why, guys, I'm explaining something very, very important. We might not have this move on the upside. The euro GBP is already like doing this bull flag and doesn't really allow the pound to shoot on up like that. So basically what the euro GBP says is no deal, Brexit, no deal, right? Bad for the pound. And the move on down, I'm expecting something very big on the downside once this happens. Don't get me wrong, I do see the downside happens. My only question is whether it's gonna ramp on up and then deliver it, or just do this triangle wise and then just to, you know, tank, like drop like it's not tomorrow. Okay, so let's analyze this last piece right here. Okay, So we had W, X, and then A, B, C, A, and then B right here in this running flat, A, B, and then the 5-wave sequence C. So we can consider this pattern as complete. We can even put this B right here, okay, like this. We can put this B right here, and we're shooting in the C wave. Can we do that? Yes, we have a 5-wave sequence right there. 1, A, B. Notice that the B wave went below, so it doesn't have to go higher than A. It can do 100% of that, then just drop like it's no tomorrow. So that's our 2, right? So we have some choices. We have some choices right about here. The next move for the pound should be on the upside, even if it's a triangle, because the Z wave in a triple free can be a triangle. And notice that the triangle can actually be a barrier triangle, right? Like, yeah, like it's quite complicated. Like A, B, C, D, E, and then just drop, right? So yeah, pretty much. Now let me just put things back the way they were. What I want to see, I mean, look, guys, okay, we hit the bottom right here. We hit the bottoms right here. We had an ending diagonal. We went up. We created a new low. This is typically an AB, right? Right here. We should have something on the upside, all right? But with this volatility that's going on, it might be limited, all right? So for the pound to be able to deliver this, we need something higher than 1.3035, right? 1.3035, 1.3050. We need something higher than that. We actually need to exceed this and that as well in order for us to be able to, you know, to deliver this Z wave, WX, A, B, because the triangle can be inverted, okay? It's not really a must, okay? A, B, and then C, D, E, right? It can be like that as well, like this. I mean, look, this is what I'm saying. The market right now is not giving any entries. Whatever entries it gives you, whatever you actually see, they will always have a big question mark behind them at this very moment, because it's going to make a very big decision right now, and the next trend will be huge, guys, for all assets. So depending on what we see, depending on what's going to happen, as I said, okay, bearish below 1.2862, because it's going to be I mean, B wave has finished here, WX, ABC, that's it. We're just ramping on the downside. It's as simple as that. Just in case, because as you can see, I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because of the volatility involved. Just in case this is a WX, Y, X, A, B, C for the Z wave. I mean, just to touch this fibs and then go down, right? In this type of channel, right? And then yes, that would be a higher probability. Believe me, I'm keen on shorting the pound dollar. The point is that right here, it's a question mark. I mean, stop loss, obviously, if I want to short it here after this retracement, short it, stop loss there, right? But if I want to have a higher probability entry point, which is what these sessions are all about, then I will actually want to short it from there, right? 88.7, 88.6, 88.6 of that, just for me to have that expanding flat, which, by the way, it kind of likes to do, right? It actually, pound dollar on the daily actually has an expanding triangle. Yeah, so let's move on. Let's move on towards the USD JPY on the 4-hour chart right here. Let me just take a look at some questions right there. Yeah, goosebumps. Yes, Aud. Of course, bro. We all have goosebumps. That's the point, okay? This session is not about. Sorry. Okay, let me just one brief moment there. Yeah, this session is not about taking trades. This session is about managing the risk, which is the most important thing right now, moving into the election period and having higher probability for our trading setups. As I said, right, everything has an eye on the yen, the dollar, etc. And the best thing to actually, the best way to measure this type of crowd sentiment and all that, yes, of course, with Elliott waves, with this, that. But the best symbol, in my personal opinion, is the USD because as you can see, it's exactly in the middle right there. It has some borders, whatever it chooses to actually do. Whether go up and finalize the pattern and then go down, and then really we know it's gonna like shoot on up like it's no tomorrow, and that's our gold and silver rises, rallies, or just drop and get it over with, and then and that's our final pieces for the gold and silver for the upside, while this USD ramps on down, and then boom, big surprise, hey, we have a new bull market, most probably on the elections, right? So that's basically what I mean. Now the sequence for this, as you can actually see, it's a very complicated structure, and this comes back from way, if you watch this from the beginning. If not, there will be timestamps available. If you're watching this later on, there will be timestamps available. Just check them on out and you'll see. But I'm seeing something here intraday wise on the dollar yen. And this might just be the running contracting triangle, making this the A, B, C for this. All right. So somehow we've ended something there, and we're just, terminating the pattern, or we're gonna go to 88.6 right here, do this, do that, and then go up. Anything is possible. Honestly, just like everyone else, I just want to get this over with. Just hit the 80.6 for God's sakes, and then let's know something, right? That's why I'm actually watching gold and silver right now. I do want to buy them. I do want the upside. It's just that it's very complex. It's very complicated right now. There are signs. I'm going to explain to you that running flat, and I'm going to explain to you if you're bullish on gold. I'm going to explain to you how to look at things. If you're bearish, I'm going to explain to you that as well. Speaking about gold, okay, you know the correlations with gold and Swiss, right? Well, Swiss right here, it really needs to, if it wants to go down, it has to go here and breach on through this, so we can actually invalidate the upside, right? For this type of patterns, because this can actually be a triangle as, sorry, not like that. This can actually be a triangle as well, which is basically a barrier triangle like this, A, B, C, D, E, and then gain support for the upside, which is very bad for gold, right? But it can also be, just like I said, just like I'm labeling it right here, WXY, because this W comes from behind, like this, right? A, B, C. Expanding flat W, X interruption, ABC, right? And then ABCY, WXY. Is this WXYXZ? We don't know, all right? But there is something that is concerning me when it comes to USD Swiss, because believe me, I would, as much as I would like to be bearish on this and have the upside for the euro and the pound, this pattern is not really allowing me, because it reflects a very possible barrier triangle like this, right? So in this case, this is an A and this is a B. It's not a 2, don't worry, all right? The move is going to be until here to hit the tops. So that's why I drew this barrier triangle on a larger degree time frame, for me to actually know exactly what's going to happen. So if we break this small trend line right here intraday wise, well, no doubt we're going to hit the tops, right? So intraday, that's the trade. But we're not here for that. Come on, You guys know me. I'm not really keen on these type of things. I'm keen on finding the next best interpretation for larger degree swings, right? So moving on to the USD CAD right here, which is was supposed to do a divergence right here, right? It was supposed to like do this divergence and I mean do descending diagonal, do divergence, and then so we can actually have a proper sell setup. Is it going down now? Yeah, it can, no problem. You know, A, B, double free right here with a complex structure right here, WX, A, B, C, D, E right here, Y in this triangular pattern, like like that, right? You'll be able to see it like this, right? And then C wave. And so we ended X right there, and we're just doing A, B, C, right? A, B, C, and then go up. Why? Why do I see it like that? It's a double free, guys. It's a double free on the downside. Don't you worry about that. It's a double free on the downside. We've seen it on the larger degree time frame. It's exactly what's happening right now on this 2-hour chart on the USD CAD, right? We had an A, B, expanding flat here in this B wave. Then the impulse C, right? So we've ended ABC, which is basically a complete pattern W, right? Because this entire pattern was basically a B wave running contracting triangle, C wave ending diagonal right about there. Yes, I've changed this to an ending diagonal and not basically made it ABC anymore, WX ABC. Although it doesn't really make a difference, it just like looks like more I'm looking for perfection here. Okay, so we had basically on the top right here W ABC, the X wave intermediate degree purple right about there. Okay, I'm labeling it as a complex structure. Why am I labeling multiples within multiples and like this? Well, because of the guidelines, y'all. This is correction. It's an ABC. This is also a correction which is correcting this. So hence the reason for the more advanced complexity behind this. I don't have to tell you this because the course is right about there on the website, right? So yeah, if you know that. If not, then you learn something new. Anyhow, how I'm labeling this is in a double flat right here in a channel, right? So it's channeling on the downside, right? We do have reversed bearish divergence right here from this high to this high, right? And it's a pity we don't really have that bearish divergence yet, but it might just come, okay? Because it has the right to do the diagonal. Don't you worry about that, right? That's basic for the USD CAD. So the next move that I would actually be expecting for the USD CAD will be down, and I'm going to show you on WTI why. Before we do that, let's just go back to our Forex right here, Forex pairs, which is let's say AUD USD. Now, among all, right, for the Forex pairs, AUD USD is actually one of the only ones who actually has a pattern right here, tradable pattern. So the trade of the day and the asset of the day, forget about euro, pound, gold, whatever, right? Nothing really works. But this one has a pattern for me, and I will actually guide you through on what I'm actually seeing right here. Now, from the upside, once we actually hit the tops with that one, right? With this C wave, primary degree C wave right here in blue, around it, right? C. Then we went on the upside, ABC. So A, intermediate degree, right? And then B, intermediate degree right here. And then the impulse C, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence in the C. Always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the C wave, right? So right after that, we had a complete pattern, right? So I'm labeling it as a primary degree W. And the X wave is most likely going to come. Can I label this as an ABC? And then the X is here? Nope, nope, nope. Because I don't like the way this moved on the upside, and this is not a wave. This doesn't have a 5-wave sequence. It's a trick. It's A, B, and then ending diagonal C, right? So that being said, All right, we have A and then a complex structure in this intermediate degree B blue, right? ABC, W, ABC, X, A, B running flat right here. Watch out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, divergence. Boom. That being said, what's going to happen with the AUD-USD? If the AUD-USD goes up, then this means that most probably WTI crude oil will give it some strength. And it's not only that, it means that the dollar will weaken. And this also means that the indices will flourish and will actually deliver our all-time highs. So now you see how the correlations actually work right here, guys. So I don't have to rely only on euro or pound for these things to tell me something, because they're not. They're full of volatility, and there's a lot of uncertainty behind the pound and the Brexit news and this and that. It's all over the place, right? Until it actually makes the decision. Yes, Aud, I'm actually checking AUD USD right now. Now the other, let's say for instance, maybe you're a harmonic sky, and this is a cipher, right? I mean, this is a bullish cipher pattern. Let's just go on Google and ask Google what this is, right? Let's see, cipher pattern harmonic. Boom. All right, there we go. So, can we add this up? Yes, we can. So, you guys can actually, okay, how do I do this? Okay, let's do it like this. No, don't put it there. All right, cool. So you see here, okay, this is our pattern. XABCD, 78.6 retracement. I'm gonna make this big so you can actually see it, right? Okay, let's do it. No, not link, image. Leave us alone. It's gonna eat the entire thing. Okay, cool. Better like this. XABCD. So C goes higher than A. D retraces 70.6 of A, which means our 7.6 is right here, right? So C went like this. So notice XABCD right here, and we're gonna retrace 70.6. If you want an entry point, yep, 70.6, 88.6 right here. Stop loss at the bottom. It must not go lower, all right? So yeah, that's the trade, right? Entry once divergence, I mean something lower than this, which is basically, look, guys, come on. You can actually see the levels right here. If you can't see it, then tough luck. You know, you have to work for it. Zoom in or something like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna be a prick. It's 0.70465, right? That's when the magic actually would actually start. If you're conservative, right, and you want to get in later on, then wait for the impulse. If you see an impulsive move and then a bull flag, yeah, that's what I want. Yep. So this means that, I mean, if this move happens on the upside, this means that the dollar will fall. This means that the indices will actually create the new all-time highs. This means that WTI will actually form an impulsive move towards the upside, just for it to be able to terminate the pattern and start the C leg, the bearish C leg, and the big retracement on the downside. And don't get me wrong, after this ABC on the AUD, this is gonna come. But I just want to put all the pieces to the puzzle together before I pull my triggers, right? So there we go. XABCD harmonic wise. It's an expanding flat when it comes to Elliott wave. So A W X Y, because X went above the A, right? And we're most likely gonna do this right here, y'all. Okay, for the upside. So it's a very nice setup. Obviously, stop losses right there. Let me just put it like that, below this level, right? 0.70020, but you can use your own. Just make it round because it's a sentimental level, 0.70. Okay, so yeah, the risk from there to here, let's say the risk is about, okay, let me just get rid of the magnet. We don't need that. Okay. All right. Now the risk is about 45 to 50 pips, right? And the gain is about, I mean, it's going to be 161.8, y'all. We're going to tag this B wave right here, but that's, we can hit a new all-time high with this X wave, but hey, I mean, a new high, sorry. But yeah, it's most likely we're going to go back to this, vibration zone. So the gain, I mean, risk 45 to 50 pips. Gain about 300 to even 500 pips. So reward ratio, not bad at all, right? That's basically the trigger. So AUDUSD is actually pointing me towards the upside, which means that the indices might as well be flourishing. Now next is the NZDUSD on the 2-hour time frame, similar to the AUDUSD. It has a pattern of its own as well. It's a little bit different, this one, because it might be doing something else right here in this A, W, X, and then Y in a triangle, and then ramp on the upside. Whatever it chooses to do, guys, allow me to explain. We must not see something lower than this. If you're bearish, okay, if you're bearish on the NZDUSD, we must not see something lower than 0.6543. Why? Because it's really simple, even, I mean, look, we do have a bullish divergence right here panning out. I wouldn't really mind, as per the arrow right here, okay, I wouldn't even mind this to become an ending diagonal right here and ramp on the upside. I wouldn't mind. Under no circumstance would I want to see something lower than 0.6498, because that's officially like selling it. It's not gonna go up, y'all. We had the X right here. Somehow we had the X right here. It's still the same thing, as the AUDUSD. Like from the upside right there, we had A, B, C, W, and then we had A, B. Actually, not B. We're having the B right now. Okay, so we're basically doing a most likely we're doing a triangle here, y'all. A barrier triangle of its own, right? So like this, and then ramp on up, but then big fall on the NZDUSD, because that's the dollar bottom. So once elections start kicking in, I would actually, according to these patterns, once elections actually start kicking in, and the dollar would actually, drop, because that's what I want to see. I want to see a lower point for the US dollar for me to be able to actually go long with the dollar. In a sense that once the AUDUSD, NZDUSD, and all these things, I mean, WTI indices will continue on the upside, the dollar to actually go down, find its bottom, and once the dollar is ready, the VIX to actually spike and actually deliver our big retracement for the for the indices and the markets themselves. Now, next is the gold on the 2-hour time frame. Just before we do that, let me just take a look right here if you guys have anything to add. So, yep, let me just see. Not really, guys. Come on, just do this interactive. Just write them down in the chat box. All right, let me tell you something about this running flat, because I've been actually mentioning this in the beginning. If you haven't watched, if you're not, haven't seen that, I mean, from the beginning, what I said about the gold on the daily chart, then use the timestamps available, or go, if they're not available, just go through them. But the point is, guys, okay, we had this, right? After the triangle, in this B wave, and we had a 5-wave sequence with the, triangle in the forward, right? And this is a very good sign that this has, found the bottom right here. Okay. Now, for the upside, the way it started, all right? Well, it's an A wave, right? In an AB, and then ending diagonal in the C. So definitely we have an A right here. the way it went down, well, you know, same like AUDUSD, same like NZDUSD, you can actually see the pattern right here. Okay, will it do this before it rises, or will it be capped and then, you know, just rise from here? That's the main question, right? That's basically the point. Or is this B and this is not the C? This is 1. If this is 1, okay, how would we treat this? Because this is not a 5-wave sequence and an ABC. No. Okay, cool. If that's the case, then how is this showing me? Because, you know, if this starts rising here, it's going to be the same length as a minimum, right? Which is most likely going to hit these things again. So that's the wave 2, but it's too big as a retracement, so it doesn't really agree with the 1-2, right? That's something to digest for later on. But what I believe it is just like it's labeled right here, we've ended wave 4 right there, and we're ramping in that running flat right there. So A, B right here in the W, X, Y, ABC. So allow me to explain. ABC, W, A, B, C. Notice the running flat. It always does this. I mean, most of the times it does this. So that's what I'm looking for when it comes to gold. B, running triangle, running flat, then C, right? Notice that this little piece right here might be this bigger one right here. So which means that the move on up will be much bigger, right? So if this was, if this correction was like this and we had this move, then we expect at least 3 times more than this. So that will take us like 2050, 2100, easy, new all-time high. Let's go, right? That's what we want. Notice that we have something right here as well, right? We already hit the tops, so we might as well drop here. That's the crucial point. That's why I said in the beginning, it's all dollar, it's all yen. If the yen goes, as I said, and this running contracting triangle and then drops from here, that's the gold rise. So I'll be looking for entries for gold for the bullish side, even though I know it can still go down here. But we have a trend line for us to actually, you know, note. And we have something else. It's doing this again. This type of running flat. So wouldn't mind taking a risk right here. Stop loss very low, right? For a very big gain. So watch this out, okay? Don't say you weren't told and, you know, coming back to me like when this thing is like ramping up and you tell me like, hey, what's happening? I don't want to hear it, okay? If you guys are with me for these things, I've been tracking these markets for free. Right? Yep. Now for silver, 2-hour chart, right? Practically the same, but silver kind of looks more like NZDUSD instead of you know, how gold looks like AUDUSD. So basically, we have here an A, intermediate degree blue, right? Then the correction actually starts, W, right? So an A, B, C right here, and then X, and then A, B, C. I think it's over. I think it's over. If it's not over for this, then this B wave will simply be placed here and thus allowing this the last move. But I don't think it is. I think that my labels are precisely straight to the point, inverted head and shoulders right here once the retracement comes, and then boom, this is ready to shoot. And once it shoots, it's going to be a nice trade. Stop loss here, right here, 23.445, 23.445. Yep, that's the kicker. So the entry should be actually at the 61.8 of that, which is 23.90. So or 23.91, including your spread and so on. We all know that brokers don't fill these orders so if you don't calculate the spreads. So WTI right here on the 4-hour time frame. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, cool. So we did have the drop once I actually posted that, right? We went on the downside, but it's a free wave move. It's an ABC. Okay, now We went on the upside in a free as well. We went here in a complex correction, which is correcting this free. So yeah, it's more complex right there. This can actually be, I mean, this can actually be like this as well, and then, you know, the C wave, I mean, this B wave to be here. Anyhow, doesn't matter. It's not about perfection. It's about being right. But it's something is doing something right here, exactly at the breaking point, exactly what I mean, at the moment where it's about to make a decisive decision. And it kind of looks like a B wave correction, y'all, and you know, kind of looks like it wants to break out of here. Okay, kind of looks like it wants to break out right here, and actually tag these tops. It wants to do that. If that happens, then I think from W and X we can easily go higher right there. So basically 100% hasn't been touched. Okay, we would be expecting something to happen right there, but it might be just a, you know, correction and then the breakout towards 161.8. Right? How? Well, like this, because the way I'm seeing things is basically this being an A and then this being W, X, A, B, C, D, E, whatever it wants to do right here in this triangle, and then boom, C, equality A and B, whatever it goes. For your reference, if this B wave ended here, right? I mean, WXY, although I don't think so. Anyway, I just placed it right there. 100% is exactly 43.41. 41.95 should be watched for divergence. So divergence is already building up, but if that shoots on the upside, these volumes will be picking up right here, and that's our divergence for this for these tops, right? So it might be doing a false, I mean, a new high just to tag these tops in a wave B. Remember, a wave B is allowed to do that, but the C wave will be crucial, y'all. Okay, it's gonna be basically from April until September, actually August. From April until August, it's going to be most likely a minimum 38.2 retracement, but I would actually be expecting a 61.8 due to the fact that it might just be a wave 2 for the next bull market for WTI. So we went over Forex majors, we went over gold, we went over silver, we went over WTI energy. Let's just go on indices right now and digest basically the VIX spike volatility and see basically where we are actually located. Okay, we did have something as expected from previously last week. Okay, I've been actually mentioning, guys, we're gonna, I mean, we were some, I don't know, let's see, 6th of October, right? That was last week. 9th of October. 9th of October, yeah, somewhere around here. Yes, and I've been mentioning that we're gonna be ramping, but yeah, 6th of October was there and here. Yep, okay, cool. So yeah, I've been bullish. I mean, at least to actually touch this fibs right here. I really wanted to see the 88.6, 70.6 range actually touched, because this is a vibration zone. So we did tag that. Remember, I mean, I was actually mentioning that we will most likely go to 3550, and then we'll see what happens, because it's supposed to actually either drop from there or do the ending diagonal as per the fractal right here. And I mean, since then I added these fractals. So this was here, October December 2018 fractal, which actually you can actually see it right here, right? And then January 2019, February 2020. So 1 year, one full year, right? 1, 2, 3 fractals right about there, and it's panning out like that, right? 1, which is this one, correction, running flat, but this was a triangle. Doesn't matter the sequence of the fractal, it's important. And we went on the upside, which is basically this. Have we ended? Because we hit the fibs, right? We hit the minimum, you know, retracement in this W and then X wave for us to be able to drop. All right. Let's go to the VIX, right? VIX on this 2-hour time frame. Well, remember what I said about the VIX. I would be comfortable with something lower on this VIX, in order for us to actually do this diagonal properly, just like I did it here, just like I did it here, just like I did it before, and so on and so on, right? So I would be inclining for the VIX to actually do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This B wave, don't get me wrong, it can still be here, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then ramp on up. I'm not saying the VIX will not spike. I'm saying that it needs a little bit of more patience for that. I am expecting the spike. You guys know that I would actually, you guys know that I've been, keen on this spike, and I've been, pretty bearish, most likely. I mean, lately. So the VIX on the 15-minute chart right here. Let me just watch here. Yeah, yes, Oleg. Yes, I see the same levels. Yep. 0.6990, correct. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I like what you're saying. I do see the same levels, but I went on AUD USD already. Okay, let me just go back to see this level. So Oleg is actually mentioning 0.6990. Okay. Okay, that's a bit lower than expected in this type of we should actually be able to tag 78.6, but not go lower than that. So 0.6990 is not really, I'm not seeing that, because this might as well be a wave 4. I mean, this is wave 2, and then we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, boom, divergence, because it's diverging already, and all it needs is a new low for that to actually go up. And it's not really gonna help the indices if it actually goes down like that. If it creates a new low like that, then the indices are in trouble, right? Because of this little baby, boom, right? So at this stage on the VIX, something higher than 29.3 is alarming. You guys know this. I had this before. Okay, if it manages to rise until there, I mean above that, it means business. Although I'm not seeing that, right? This is a 15-minute chart, so still this would be allowing the indexes to continue dropping. If the wave B is here in a WXY, right? If the wave B is here and then we're just starting the diagonal 1, 2, this really, I mean, can actually happen, right? A, B, and then C on the upside, or B right here, it doesn't matter, okay? Because of the way this little thing looks right here, okay? So like this, and then the actual rise. But anyhow, once it hits something like 24.5 or 23.5, well, that's when things will get really, really interesting, right? And let's go back on the indices. So let's start off with the Dow Jones, Wall Street 30 right here for our time frame. Now, as per the updates, because all the arrows that you actually see right here, guys, I mean, these, yellow arrows, something like that, these are coming from my daily updates for the members, right? So right here, we have the fractals, right? October, December 2018, and January, February 2020. January 2019, February 2020 fractals right here. So we had rise, correction, rise, right? The only question is this it? Is this it, right? Are we like, gonna gain resistance and, breach through? Because allow me to give you some levels right here. Bearish. If you're bearish, then something lower than 28,273 will actually put US 30 officially into bearish territory. Am I seeing that? Not necessarily. I do believe that we are actually here, guys, okay? I do believe that we are here, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna tag the top. We're gonna do an all-time high. We're gonna tag the tops. Then we're gonna have a divergence and then drop like it's no tomorrow. That's what I think. Even if the drop, I mean, look, because this W, X, Y can also be a running flat. So watch out for that as well. Although I do think that it's gonna be an expanding flat right here, and then go up, right? So a little bit like deeper pullback. it's going to be a pullback. Don't worry. The market, the bull market is here to actually stay. I'm thinking that the U.S. elections, the overall, I mean, final outcome would be bullish for the indices. However, prior to that, until then, and during or whatever, according to the results, who knows who will win? By the looks of it, sentimentally speaking, I do believe that, and this is my personal opinion, obviously, I don't want to influence you in any way, but I do believe that Trump will win. I do believe that Trump will win because of the recent polls. Yeah. He has more probability in my eyes for him to win. And guess what? Us traders, we actually like Trump, not because of his, presidential actions or something like that. No, because he brings volatility, and this translates into, the markets actually moving. So next, S&P 500 4-hour chart right here, fractal in the middle, ramping up. I believe that we are either here or here. One of these two will be, I mean, look, guys, the perfect scenario would be for us to have this ending diagonal right here with an overshoot. I don't care if it goes up. I don't care. What I care is about this. That's what I care about. It's gonna come. Don't you worry. It's gonna come. It's just that, this pattern has to be, over with, because it's actually correcting. It's gonna correct something big. I mean, the entire post-COVID rise, the entire post-COVID rally. Hence the reason for the slightly higher complexity behind this, because even this is corrective. You might see it. I mean, I've seen people labeling it as a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. As how? Show me how. It doesn't have the sequence of impulsive move. It's something else. What is it? It's an ABC, right? And that's the C on the upside right here. How I've been able to, precisely call the free 585 with these orders, right, for the members. So we got that. What are we gonna do right now? Well, look, selling it right here, obviously 88.6, just like this, okay, just like this here after the drop, just like this right here, 70.6, 88.6. That's basically a selling point, but will it really be the selling point? Because it's approaching a new all-time high, and I get the feeling that they want to do this diagonal. So the perfect scenario, just for me to repeat myself, the perfect scenario would be an ending diagonal right here. That's what I would like to see. Okay, and then turning bearish for something on the downside, and that's our VIX spike. So once the VIX actually continues and delivers that last leg on the downside, that's our move higher for the indices prior to the election. Then guess what? Elections, boom, volatility, bap. And then the dollar goes up. Yeah, I mean, the dollar hits the bottom, the dollar goes up right after that. So yeah, Nasdaq, 4-hour time frame. Similar to that, okay? It is alarming. It is alarming right here, because what if this is a wave 2? I mean, this is 1, 2, and then poof, we just drop like it's no tomorrow. Okay, let me give you some right before we go into Nasdaq. Okay, so to recap here, US 30, something lower than 28,273 will put it officially into bearish territory, and we're officially in the big move down. However, I'm not saying that just now, but just as a precaution measure, that's the level for the bearish move. For the S&P 500, it's actually 3430. Something lower than that will officially put it into bearish territory. Next is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is basically what we don't want to see right now is something lower than 11,750, because it's supposed to go up right here, and a move lower than 11,750 is not supposed to happen, because if it does happen, it will put it, even if it's corrective, okay, even if it's a correction WX right here and then Y, it will put it in an expanding flat, running flat, and then boom, for this type of correction. So we need to hit something higher. We need to go impulsively on the upside just for us to actually deliver this ending diagonal, whatever it wants to do. So where do I think we are right now with this fractal? Either, I mean, here, right here, okay? We want something on the upside. We need the overshoot, okay? It can even do that, like this correction, more up and then drop. It's Nasdaq. It can do that, right? But just for you to know that I am actually expecting something like that. Yeah. Okay, let me shoot some comments. Okay, I went into political. Zarni says, surprised you're saying Trump has a chance. Biden is leading by double digits on polls. Well, we'll see the results. I just expressed my personal opinion, just like I'm expressing my trading insights right here. You don't have to listen to me, bro. Yeah, everybody is entitled to that. Yep. Okay. I do agree. Yes, he might be, but if he wins, I mean, if Biden wins, then something changes, and change is not really good right now because it doesn't mean it's not good news for the markets. I mean, Trump is a businessman. Not that I like him, but he treats America like a business, and he brings volatility with his actions. He's proven that. That's why I like it. It's not that I like Trump. Let's make one thing clear. I don't give a monkey's ass about who runs the U.S. I don't care. It's it's about volatility. I'm a trader. I'm a that's why I said so. Based on recent polls, yes, that's what I said. Oh man, we're going to political. No. Okay, I'm not rooting for anybody. I don't really care, really, bro. I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're used to the volatility. We are actually, cycle-wise, and according to the Elliott wave perspective on a large degree time frame. And by the way, if you haven't watched that video yet, it's on YouTube on the trading videos playlist on the YouTube channel. Just check it out because I'm actually explaining, and it's actually, I mean, the markets are unfolding exactly how I actually predicted that they would back like 2 months ago, right? On the larger degree time frame, on the long term, right? Short term, medium term, long term. I'm actually explaining things, and they are happening as we speak. So you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch it because it's one of the most important videos which I actually posted in the past like 6 months to 1 year. Yeah, so that's a roadmap for the market crash. Go ahead and watch it. Yep. Yep. Okay, Zarni. I'm glad you're not rooting for anybody. So yeah, okay. As traders, we don't really care. We just care about the markets and volatility. We actually like volatility. We like big moves. Unfortunately, these moves are not really yet now available, but believe me, they will. My job right here and what I'm planning to do, my main goal is to give you precise, I mean reliable insights and precise entry points according to the expectations, my personal expectations, as I said. And by the way, this is a risk disclaimer. I don't want to influence you in any way. This is just my personal opinion, simple market commentary, not investment advice. Yep, but there will be a disclaimer at the end as well, just for you if you want a good read. Yep, let's move on. And last but not least, Bitcoin. Oof, right. Everything that I said actually panned out for this one, right? So I think that we are actually in a double flat, which is basically this ABC W and then AB triangle right here and then C wave. Have we ended yet? I mean, have we ended it right here? Did we end the X wave? Are we going down? Oof, right? Yeah, well, we do have a bearish divergence right here, and it has good chances of dropping right here. But just in case, okay, just in case you want to be conservative, just note that this thing might be doing an ending diagonal right here before it drops. Don't get me wrong, drop is coming. Y wave is coming, right? This means the VIX spike because it's correlated with the stock markets. So yeah, just in case it does, as I said on the S&P 500, dudes, if this thing starts dropping here, I mean, 3530 would be the resistance, just for you to know, on S&P 500. 3530 would be the resistance in which it needs to make a decision, important, crucial, decisive decision. 3530 on the S&P 500 right there, SPX. But it needs to breach. It needs to breach those 3450 levels, right? 3450 and below, it's entering officially the bearish territory, and the move has to be big. Why? Because even if this is a 1 or an A, doesn't matter, B or 2, doesn't matter, C or 3, this needs to be impulsive, big drop. That's basically the surprise that the VIX could actually do right here on the 12-hour time frame. Just bounce here and yeah. Thank you for the beers and bye bye. I'm out. Right? Yep. Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, he does. He does have money. Trump has money, and maybe he will win. It's not about that. It's about how he tricks the crowd or something like that. I don't really care. Anyhow, just before we go, guys, promotion time. All right, let's do a promotion right here. Okay, recently, I mean, these are the packages. Resident Hotshot is not available right now. There will be implemented services on that. But Resident, I mean, website access and access to my daily web counts and updates, etc., daily posts. But also one-on-one sessions and the course itself, the private course. So let's start off with that. Have something to say. Besides the monthly and quarterly, 6 months of membership and yearly membership have been added right here on the website. If you want to save some money and have access to the daily wave counts and updates, signals, trading room, whatever, all the stuff, yep, it's there. Next, if you want a free membership, that can be available. Just pick yourself one of these amazing brokers. Right? Okay, maybe whatever you choose, right, according to the conditions that you want. Then follow the procedure right there. Shoot me a form right here, and I will actually add you a free membership right about here. It's given for a period of 3 months, 6 months for some brokerages. Let's say maybe ACY and Blackwell, but I don't, that doesn't matter. I don't have an issue, but as long as you meet the requirements, which is basically minimum 10 lots per month. I don't think that's a lot. Depending on the balance. If you're trading a $150 account or $500 account, that's on you. But who the hell trades that? Anyhow, the next one is 2 more coupons available. And the coupon code is OD30HS for the one-on-one private session. So these sessions are basically private sessions with myself, in which I am basically assisting you directly while you are actually trading your personal account. Now, obviously, with caution, with risk management, with all this, with all that, and high probability entry points, stop losses, etc. Right? So high probability trading, one-on-one in private, just the way you like it. 2 more coupons available. They were free. It's been stacked. Now 2 more coupons available. Actually, it's just one, but I'm gonna add another one. It's okay. The point is that I want to do something special right here. Okay, while we're live. If you don't, I mean, as this quote says, right? The goal is to cover the expense in the first few trades. If by any chance you do not cover the expense paid for that package, because it's relatively, let's say it's bigger than usual, right? The expense. If you don't cover the expense and by the time we actually spend together, then you can get a refund 50%, because the other 50% is my time. 50% money back guarantee if you don't make money with me. How about that? Right? Who gave you this? I mean, nobody else does that, right? So let's continue. I hope you guys enjoyed this content for the day. And look at that, Germany 30 is actually hitting the 61.8 right here. Oof, oof, oof. Very important, right? We haven't, I didn't go on Germany 30, so let's do that. And also let's take a look at the FTSE right before we go. Okay, the pattern for Germany 30 GRX Euro right here, DAX, is A and then W, XABC. We've completed B, y'all, with an overshoot. Well, how about that, right? We're going. So this thing doesn't really allow this move on the upside. Is it? What if is WXYX? Because it can. Look at the freeway sequence right there. X and then Z. Ramps on up. This thing to create a new all-time high until, I mean, above 13,400, but most likely it's going to be 13,525, right? And then it falls in its face. Right? What do you know? The expanding flat in the B. How this expanding flat is going to look like WXYXZ. Simple as that. So, important to be watched. If you're short, that's your level. It's right there. If you're bearish. If you're not, and you would have a reason to be, because you know it's approaching the previously broken trend line right here and approaching the 61.8 of that. So yeah, good level. 12,963. Watch for that, y'all. Okay, if it manages to rise above it and gain support right here, well, yeah, we're most likely gonna ramp on the upside. But as you can see, this is also the resistance from there. So yeah, there's a confluence going on right there. Is we also have, you know, we had reverse bearish divergence right here. We also had the bearish divergence right there. We ramped on the downside. Very interesting, bro. The reason why I'm saying that is that the EU sector, let's say, if I should call EU, FTSE here, because Germany 30 was on 4-hour chart. Now FTSE on the daily time frame. I'm keeping this because I want to see the larger degree picture. And similar to the USD JPY, check this out, okay? This has been rolling on the downside. What is it waiting for? Why didn't it go up with the US indices and DAX? Why? You know, it's the only one of the only ones which are actually lagging. So basically, we have here an A, B, right? How do we have the B? Okay, A, B, C, right? So we have an A, B, C. This can be W, right? Actually, no, wait. A, B, C, 1, just like the labels say. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. We're supposed to drop. If that's not the case, right? What if this is A, and then this is W, X, Y, sorry, A, B, C, W. I mean, for us to have the B right here, just so you understand. A, B, C, right? So W, X in a free wave move. It's okay, even if it's a wedge. It can be an ABC, right? WX, and then check this out. Barrier triangle. A, B, C, D, E, bam. Like this. Exactly this is happening here. So watch out, y'all. Watch out. Well, it must not go in this type of sequence, okay? Let me give you a precise level. For the invalidation of this triangular, pattern is 6123.7. So 6,124, let's say on the FTSE. Something higher than that will invalidate the double free pattern, which I actually have right here. So I'm actually seeing things in two ways, right, for the FTSE. It's either A and then W, X, Y in a triangle, and then I mean the B wave has finished here, so we have A, B, and then we're shooting for a C, or we have just the way it's labeled right here, A, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, boo. But the way it looks, you can clearly see it kind of like resembles a triangle. So what if it's a Y in a triangle? You know, W right here, X right here, A, B. Watch out for this. Watch out, right? Because similar to the USD yen, it has been lagging and ramping on the downside while the others went up. So allow me to actually show you. 8th of June, right? And then, you know, I mean, DAX actually, you know, did this diagonal for the upside, right? So starting with that, I mean 9th of June, 8th of June, yeah, so it dropped. I mean, they actually started dropping right there, but this thing went on the upside. US indices went on the upside, and guess what? Nothing, I mean, nothing happened for the FTSE, right? So the others, they do have juice. What I'm saying is that the FTSE does not. And CAC as well. I mean, everything that happened, right? CAC as well, it's actually lagging. While the DAX was, I mean, you know, Germany 30 was going up, France 40 here, the CAC on the 4-hour time frame, it's just been, you know, sideways consolidating. And this is clearly a big correction. So this means that also a big move is actually going to happen, right? Expected to actually happen, right? So the sequence is A, right, as you say, as you see right there, and then W, X, Y, X, Z. Either it finished here, or we're actually going to do the diagonal right here and then drop at the 100% right here, 50.96, right? So yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Glad you stayed until the end. Thanks a lot. Anything you need from my side, if you have me on Telegram, Skype, whatever, or go on the website contact section, just shoot me a call, shoot me a booking. I mean, book your session. And by the way, if you want to have a free session, I'm actually willing to give some free sessions. If you're coming from this live stream, just check the links in the description and book yourself a free call with myself just for you to get the you know, temperature. If you want to trade directly with me, there are services available for that as well. Coupon code available right about there. So yeah, that's about it for today. Thanks a lot. I wish you many pips ahead, y'all. As always, as I like to say to all my traders, stay in the green and many pips ahead. Bye for now and have fun. Cheers.